Hello again everyone, this is Stavka69 from UK Lock Sport, and these videos are really starting to come thick and fast now. Don't worry, it won't be long before I run out of stuff and I've got to go out and find new things to show you. Now, for today's video, this is more of a it's more of an informative case for not using a particular item, rather than look at me, how good am I at pick this lock type of thing. What I'm going to be looking at today is this piece of equipment. As you can see, it's a mailbox. Postman comes along, this is stuck to the front of your house. You know, he pops the mail in there. You get in from work, you come home. This is stuck to the the gate post down your extensive drive to your rather large mansion. So while you're coming through your big electric gates, you reach out the car window, open your lock, pick up your mail, because this has kept your mail completely safe from would-be thieves. And if you think that, you're probably as big a fool as the bloke who's putting the mail in the box in the first place. It quite literally is a cheap, nasty piece of junk. I don't have a key for this one. This one was taken from a skip. But regarding the actual locking mechanism on this, it's a very, very cheap looking sort of office standard wafer lock. It's called a wafer lock. If you look at the back, you can see there, that's what it is. It's just a little latch, little turny latch thing, that when it's in the lock position, it doesn't actually lock into a slot or a reinforced groove or anything. It actually just locks just under the lip of the cabinet. And if you look at the material this is made of, it flexes like a good one. So you could bend it, deform it to get it open. But here at UK Lock Sport, we're not into that sort of thing. We prefer the non-destructive entry. That is part of our sport, and this is why. It's another reason why I'd like to show you the sheer futility in the production of wafer locks. They're brilliant if you're a complete new guy to the sport. They're excellent to practice on. You got your first set of lock picks. It consists of 3 picks, one of them any good, and your tension wrench is an old hairpin or something. They are very, very good for beginners, because inside of 3 minutes you'll have picked it open and you'll be feeling really good about yourself. So it's good for a morality boost if you're a newbie to lock sport. To demonstrate the point, if I take the latch and I lock it in the open position, you can see there, it is locked. Yeah. What I'm going to use for this is I'm going to use this particular pick here. It's one of my very earliest picks I ever had. It's just a cheap little thing. I mean, it's nicely deformed and bent where I've used it and hammered it as an absolute novice. But there's hardly any profile to that at all. If you look along that edge there, there's next to nothing at all to it. It's a very, very smooth, almost flattened. It's a very, very smooth and rounded half diamond with a very flat following edge. This is perfect for what we're asking here. I'll take the lock. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply pressure using the side of my finger. Just finger weight pressure, nothing more, no weight at all. None of this, you know. It's not like that bike lock I picked where you've actually got to apply the pressure against a spring barrel. You're talking finger pressure. I'm going to apply pressure to the back of it, so there's no tension wrench needed. I'm going to take my pick and I'm going to use the flat edge. Okay? No profile on that at all. It's just the absolute flat edge of the pick. I'm going to place the flat edge against the pins. I'm going to press down, and that's it. She's opened from the lock. She's unlocked from the locked open position, as you can see there. Yeah. Now you'd think, fair enough, that's from the open position. No one's gonna worry about it being locked in the open. If you've left it in that condition, you deserve to lose your nail. You're a pillock. But isn't it going to be harder to open if it's locked across the actual lip? Well, in a word, no. It's not. There she is locked, right? She's completely locked. I'll take a tension wrench, I'll use that to prove the point. Yeah, you see? Do matter how I turn that. It is actually locked now. This is now keeping your mail secure on the front gate of your mansion, alright? And then along comes little Mr. Semi-Professional Thief. He has with him a little piece of metal that he's picked up out of a scrapyard, roughly thus shaped, okay? He places that piece of metal into your lock and he applies light pressure. He then takes his other piece of metal, in this case we're using that pick, and he uses the flat edge again. No profile, no pick profile required. He places it in your lock, okay? And applying pressure, he just goes in and out, and then he can chuck away his disposable pieces of metal, because just by jiggling, for the sake of those who are actually learning the sport, that's what that particular method is called, jiggling. Similar method as you'd use with perhaps with a bump key in certain circumstances, but yeah, jiggling. He's taken a flat piece of metal, inserted it against the mechanism in your wafer lock, your super secure wafer lock. He's basically, as you saw, you just stuck it in, you've just gone, and literally you're just moving that. You're quite literally just moving it up and down. Literally, just up and down. Yeah, very very quickly, just an up and down motion. And all it does is it's bounced the mechanism to the shear point. That took me, I don't know what, 6 seconds, 5 seconds, which is probably about 3 seconds too long anyway. But now Mr. Amateur Thief is aware with the piece of with your pieces of post. One of them's got your credit card in, and because it's been left there for a couple of days and you haven't collected it, he's also got the one with your PIN number in as well. The police come along and say, how did he get these items? And you say, well, he took them from my mail security box. The police take one look at that and go, I'm terribly sorry, sir, there's nothing we can do about that, because what you've got here is an item with a wafer lock fitted, an office standard item, and they are completely useless. Here at UK Lockspot, we do have a vested interest in the opening of locks in a non-destructive fashion. Something like this, a thief wouldn't waste his time with that. He'd get a flathead screwdriver, stick it straight in the side, and he'd just deform that metal, and he'd be away with your mail. But as you saw, I used the flat edge of a pick. That could have been anything. Could have been any piece of metal, just in there, jiggle, open. That's how good these locks are, these Wafer locks. They're an absolute engineering masterpiece as far as security goes, and I really can't see why more people don't have these. You don't have these for securing their bikes and things when they leave them in town or what have you, because they really are brilliant. I'm sure you can hear the sarcasm in my voice there. Yeah, excellent for beginners, the Wafer lock, brilliant for your newbie. But for crying out loud, do not use them if you have something worth keeping secure, because they are pathetic. You can actually get specific lock picks for these, and you do get Wafer locks that have the device where it's required both sides. But again, it's a Wafer lock, so all you need is something like a for the ones where you've got the device, the mechanisms locking both sides. If you use something like that, which is a ball pick, they're ideal for those. You just place it in and just move it side to side as you move in and out, and it pops it. If I come across, if I get one of those, I will show you. But Wafer locks, terrible piece of kit. Don't use them for anything secure. Complete waste of time. If you're looking to lock something up tight, anything but these. If you're looking for something to practice on because you're new to lock sport, brilliant bit of kit. Because you'll pick it open inside of 3 minutes of getting your first lockpick set, and you'll feel brilliant. It'll give you the boost, and then you'll move on to something worth picking. Well, I kind of feel like I've wasted your time showing you these, because they are rubbish, but they are also a lock, and they are also something you'll come across. So thank you very much for your attention. I hope it's been a bit of an eye-opener to those of you who, maybe you're watching this video and you've got one of those sat outside your house. You might now want to rush out, remove it, and put a proper letterbox in. Cheers for your time. If you're new to the sport, as we always say, do come and visit us at www.uklocksport.co.uk. Loads of great guys on there. Some really professional guys at this particular sport. I'm fairly new to it myself, but you'll get a lot of good tips, a lot of really good advice, and you won't be taken down the garden path. Enjoy your picking, have fun with it, and remember, do keep it legal. Thank you very much, people, and I'll see you next time.